Welcome back to FM Story. In the last episode, we began season 11 with the acquisitions of Kylian Mbappe and João Felix, and it's worked out pretty well. We've won 2 out of 2 in the Champions League, we won 6 out of 6 in the league, we scored 31 goals already in the league. We do have some tough fixtures coming up in this episode though. We've got Benfica in the league, we've got Barcelona, Nice and Man City in the Champions League. So without further ado, let's get straight to the Benfica game. It's the team we've picked to go into the Benfica game. It's pretty much as strong a team as we've got. We don't really have any injury concerns at the moment. We are going with João Felix in the centre midfield role, trying to push him forward from that, break forward from that role. We have played Benfica 27 times so far in this save. We've only lost 5, we've won 17, we've drawn 5. So hopefully we can continue that great run of form against them and pick up a victory against our big local rivals. Right there, coming through the middle, Bruno Robles loses out, Nianzou to Felix, Klim into Mbappe. He plays a lovely ball looking for Goossens. He's in the area. Pulls it back to Klim on the edge of the box. What a finish. That's the reason why we've resisted so many offers for Konstantin Klim. He's been outstanding since we signed him from Shakhtar. Goossens into the box, holds it up to let players get in support with him, lays it off to Klim on the edge of the box. He just bends it into the top corner from 20 yards, and that's us 1-0 up. Not much else is happening since the goal. Arda with a free kick, though, looking for Klim in the box, and his leaping header just drops straight into the keeper's hands. They've gone long. Nianzou heads it down to Felix. Estevez down the right hand side. Lays it back to Arda, who squares it for Simovic. Klim on the edge of the box. And he's got a second. This one lower and more driven. And the play came down the right hand side. Estevez has a couple of players with him. Lays it off to Arda, who quickly shifts it to Simovic. Quickly on to Klim. Takes a touch. And then just buries it in the bottom corner. And that's us 2-0 up. Right, they've done well, but then they give the ball away to Estevez. Klim over the top for Goossens, who scores, but surely he was offside there. He must have been offside. He just went too early, and Klim just took a touch and then, it's actually a hell of a lot closer than it looked. Had he not gone early, though, I don't think he was getting the ball. 2-0 up at half time. Got to say, couldn't have gone much better. We've taken our chances when we got them, and we've restricted their attacking output as well. Felix into Klim, Mbappe. We're doing well, knocking the ball about here, keeping possession. Mbappe looks for Goossens with a through ball, but it's caught by the defender. And now we're just coming back at them. What a ball. Somehow Mbappe's dinked that wide. Lovely ball to put him in, but just couldn't hit the target. Nianzou back to Simovic into Klim. João Felix looking for Mbappe, but they've cleared only as far as our centre halves again. Klim into Goossens, and he scores, and that's 3-0. And probably time for some substitutions just to let us see the game out. They clear as far as Kamara into Klim, takes a touch, slides it into Goossens, who beat the keeper from close range. And there we have it, full time, and that's now 3-0 victories against both Porto and Benfica. Puts us in a really strong position in the league, and we are averaging about 5 goals a game as well. Now we just need to continue this form on, because we've got some big games coming up in the Champions League. We're approaching the end of November, and we're still unbeaten this season. We've had a couple of poor performances that have resulted in draws since the Benfica game. First game up after the Benfica game, we were playing João in the Cup. We did play a fully rotated team and came away with a pretty comfortable 3-1 victory, although it was a ridiculous goal we gave away, a free header in the box, which carried over into the game against Man City in the Champions League. before the game, an away game, Man City was taking a draw. But we played quite well, took the lead, and then they equalised with another free header in the area. We were then at home to Benfica in the Allianz Cup. And we tried to make things as difficult as we could for ourselves. We were 2-0 up. We conceded a goal with 20 minutes left. We went 2 goals back clear just before the end of the 90 minutes. We conceded a goal in injury time just to really kind of make it as tight as possible. But we did win, which puts us in a good position because Benfica drew with Benfica in the first of the group games. So when we come to play Benfica at the end of December, in the middle of December, as long as we avoid defeat against them, we'll be through to the semi-finals of the Allianz Cup. We then went away to Vitória Guimarães in the league and took an early lead with a Nianzou header. They pulled a goal back fairly quickly after that, and then we just didn't create anything. And then similar happened in the game against Nice. We struggled to create chances. We did take the lead through Kouame after he'd come off the bench as a substitute. They pulled a goal back, 5 minutes left, and we just couldn't get back in front. We struggled to create chances in that game as well. All of this meant that we have kind of abandoned the 4-3-3 that we had been playing, and we've gone back to the 4-2-3-1 that we had used previously. Basically, the only change is in the positions. So we've moved João Felix from being one of the two in the centre midfield into playing behind the front man. We first played it in the home game against Maritimo and got off to a great start with a couple of goals early from Kylian Mbappe. Unfortunately, the defence switched off and they pulled a goal back. Felix gave us the two goal advantage back just after half time. And then we ran out fairly comfortable winners in the end. And then in the most recent game, we were home to Casapia in the Attack to Portugal and came away with a 5-0 victory. 4 goals from Maurice Goossens, including goals in injury time at the end of the first half and second half, and free kicks as well. So now we go into the game against Barcelona, hoping that we've the change in formation has reinvigorated us slightly. So this is the team we're going into the game against Barcelona with. We've gone with the same team that started the last game against Casapia in the Cup, with João Felix playing behind Goossens. It's unlikely that Gula is going to play the full 90 minutes, so we'll need to see something from the bench. They do have one of our players who's on loan there, Armindo Correa, playing against us, so hopefully we can keep him quiet, but otherwise it's a pretty decent looking team that we're playing against. Hopefully being at home we can get a good quick start to the game. Arda with a free kick. They've headed clear and Fatty's breaking away with the ball. Klim wins it back though. Camera wide to Estevez. It's space to run into. Looked for Arda but gave it away. Managed to win it back. It's a bit scrappy in the midfield at the moment. Nianzou plays it over the top for Estevez, swing a crossover, and somehow Goossens managed to head over the bar when no one was really challenging. Arda with another free kick, this time a bit closer to goal, and forces the keeper to turn it behind for a corner. Game's quieting down a bit in its last 10 minutes or so. Nianzou to Estevez, Simovic onto Klim, who overruns it in midfield. Koundé down the right for them. Gavi into. Now, the one that scored wasn't offside, but I think Correa further over in the box probably was. I think that's going to get given. Oh. Gavi. That is very, very tight. I think we've maybe got a bit lucky with that one. Right, Alatabi with the throw. Mbappe driving towards the edge of the box and can't keep his shot down. We haven't really addressed the fact that our team is exceptionally short yet. Gomez with the in-swinging corner, Akoli at the near post, And despite there being a player on the post who decided to run away from that as quick as possible on the goalkeeper, they couldn't keep it out. Another corner from the same position, going to the back post this time. That was almost a spectacular goal by Fatty. This is not quite working as we want it to. Harder with a pretty well looking Goosens, but goes straight through to the keeper. Now they're able to build up an attack here. Gomez down the left hand side, into Korea, into Ayats, and luckily he couldn't hit the target. Right, they've worked the ball into the box. We've managed to get a block on it. Right, Alati, bring it forward down the left hand side. Goes long into them looking for Goosens, but he didn't make the run. It falls to Pasquale from the clearance. Into the box, squares for Goosens. That's going to be touch and go to see whether he's onside or not. It looked like he made a run and then held his run. Pascal picked up on the loose ball by the goalkeeper. Estevez, there was 1-2 there. He pulls it across for Goosens, who just about held his run in the box. And he swept the ball past the keeper to level the game. And there we have it, full time, 1-1. And I think we've kind of got out of jail there. Because from when they scored that first goal, we were pretty poor and the chances we created weren't very good. But in the end, we managed to pick up that equaliser and stay unbeaten in the Champions League. And there we have it, the end of another episode. Things have gone pretty well despite those few draws that we've had. We're still top of the table. We're 5 points clear of Benfica. And we've got a plus 35 goal difference after 9 games. Champions League, we've got some work to do. Those 3 draws against Nice, Man City and now Barcelona leave us in 11th place with 9 points from 5 games. We do have games coming up in the Champions League against Juventus, and then we finish with games against Ferencváros and Galatasaray. So hopefully we'll have enough to be able to get enough points to see us into the top 8, but otherwise we might be playing in the knockout round. As far as the Taça de Portugal is concerned, we're into the round of 16 where we're going to play Forenza. The Allianz Cup, we're in pole position to get out of the group. We just need to avoid defeat against Benfica in the last group game. And we'll see most of all of that resolve in the next episode. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.